Okay, all right. First of all, we're glad to be 1-0, playing at home again, playing Sam Houston. They're an impressive-looking bunch. Their coach is one of the more successful coaches in college football. I think he's taken 3 different teams to national championship, won 2 national championships at different schools. So he's a real coach. He's got a real staff. Their defense coordinator, Skylar Cassidy, was actually with me at Auburn. He's one of the young up-and-coming guys. His dad was a big-time coach, back in the day. You look at them on film, they got playmakers on defense. They were flying around. Guys on the back end that gloved guys up. They beat Rice convincingly. It wasn't even close. Offensively, their quarterback, I think he won a national championship in junior college. Good runner, good passer. They had a big receiver. Back, I think they was injured the year before. They look like a solid team, special teams also. So this will be a good test for us. We're looking forward to it. We practiced last night. We really focused on cleaning up, really focused on us. We made a lot of mistakes in that first game, really in all 3 phases. And so we really worked on the corrections and focused on us. And then, of course, today we're transitioning into Sam Houston. Questions?
Coach, when you look at KJ Jefferson in his first start last Thursday, when you look at the film, what kind of stood out to you, especially early on? Was it just kind of first game jitters? And how are you carrying that over to last night and this week for him to improve and start number 2?
Yeah, it was a combination. I mean, it's his first rodeo. Anytime that you got a new offense with new teammates, we didn't do a great job around him early either. We hit Johnny right down the seam. We didn't hit him. We overthrew him, and we had a bust up front in our protection. We'd had a chance to get off to a better start with that. But, he didn't play his best the first quarter. He knows that, and he'll respond. And second half, he settled down. You could see that, and that was good. And he'll get more and more comfortable each game out. And the great thing about KJ, he's a veteran. He's been there and done that. And so really look forward to watching him play this weekend.
Gus Malzahn talked about that the running backs group is a bunch of alpha males. What did you see from that unit now that you got a chance to look at the tape and everything?
Yeah.
What impresses you even more, I guess, from their performance on the other night?
We got 4 real guys. I think they're all a little bit different, which I think is good. We're going to have the luxury this year to keep guys fresh. And I think you saw a little bit of that. Even Penny Boone come in the second half and bust off a really long run right there. But, there was good things. They did a good job playing without the ball. They did a good job, catching the ball too, and they protected the ball. So it was a good outing from our running backs.
Coach, you mentioned the first game. This is where into the first games where you really hand the keys to the players, let them start to lead a little bit more on the field, and then from 1 to 2. The standard thing is that's when you hope to see the biggest improvement in that. How well do you think that transition went, and what do you think they have to work on?
Well, first of all, our players, I think, did an outstanding job the way we handled ourselves on the field, on the sideline. We didn't face a lot of adversity. It was a little bit of uncomfortableness early, but nobody was acting like somebody stole their lunch and all that stuff. We had bright eyes. We'll get it done in the next series. Guys compliment each other. I mean, you're talking about 50 new players, how they'll respond. And so I was pleased with that. The penalties, we had 3. We got to correct that, but that's a completely different story than it was last year. So there was a lot of good things to build upon. The execution, I always say that's on coaches. I mean, we got to get these guys better to get the execution. They just need to line up, play hard, play physical, and have great body language to be a great teammate. So, we're looking forward to watching these guys, and we do need to improve from game 1 to game 2.
How do you evaluate your pass rush for the first game?
I thought we did a good job. They were getting out pretty quick, and a lot of times when you play a lesser opponent, they're going to get it out. And we did hit the quarterback quite a few times, but give them credit. I mean, he was getting the ball out, and we had pretty good coverage too.
What do you think the team needs to execute more against Sam Houston?
Just execute. I mean, as far as defense goes, I mean, whatever's called, we need to execute it. Be cleaner as far as that goes offensively. And there's a lot of things that, looking on that film, we got to clean up. And our guys understand that. And so we're working hard to do that. But, really the execution part, the physical approach offensively. I thought we could have been more physical, really, at a lot of different positions. So we're going to keep building upon that too.
You mentioned Sam Houston's performance last week. They struggled to score last year. So what maybe stood out about the way they were able to hit the ground running offensively and score quick in that game?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not for sure about last year, but, you turn the film on, from Saturday night. And like I said, I watched it on TV too. I mean, they got a really solid group. Starts with a quarterback. I was impressed with him. Offensive line looks solid. The receivers are fast guys and good running backs. So, and they've had a good offensive scheme. That head coach, you look at his history, I mean, he knows how to coach offense.
You said last week that you wanted the defense to level some hits that would make the crowd go ooh or cheer. Did you see that, and what do you think of the defense's?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, there was one on our sideline I was real impressed with. There's no doubt about that. Guys were hungry to get to the ball when you turn the film on. I think we played physical. On the back end, penalty free in the secondary. I thought we had some good coverage on the guys and gloved those guys up pretty good.
I think at Big 12 Media Day, you said Deshaun Pace could be an NFL guy. He made a major impact on this past game. Just kind of talk about what that addition means to your linebacker core. Yeah,
he's a playmaker. He's been doing that all through fall camp. I mean, he's had a couple pick sixes, and he just knows. He's played a lot of football, and he knows how to make plays. Playmakers do that, and so that didn't surprise us all that happened.
You have a lot of great wide receivers. They didn't really get involved as much on Saturday. How do you make sure that they stay involved when they're even not getting the ball heading into this?
That's part of being a receiver. I mean, the big thing for me is we got some guys that can catch the ball. There'll be games that every one of those guys will be relied on, but we got to play physical is what we got to do. We got to block. We got to play without the ball, and really that's what I'm really focusing on, because there'll be times all of them will help us with the ball.
Coach, obviously in special teams you had the block punt for safety. Xavier Townsend was all over the place, moving well. What is it that you would tweak or improve for that group? Yeah, we watched every special teams rep yesterday. I'm encouraged with that group. We have a chance to be better on special teams anytime I've been here before, because our personnel, it's just a matter of us, getting better, and all 11, everything they got, every play out there as far as physically, mentally, emotionally. Xavier Townsend's got a chance to be one of the better returners in all of college football, but we got to do a great job, and that needs to be a strength of ours this year. So we're still growing towards that. I think our guys want that, but we got to do it, on Saturdays.
Yes. Well, overall health for your team coming out of the game this past week?
Yeah, overall pretty good. Everybody practiced and all that, so that's always a good thing. We got a chance to see some of the younger guys play, and you can see we have more depth. We put our twos in there, and there wasn't just a crazy drop-off. The last series on defense, I mean, we just played just about everybody, but before then, offensively and defensively, it was good to get some of those other guys some reps.
Coach, was the team as disciplined as you would have liked to see against New Hampshire?
I think so, with the 3 penalties. Obviously, we had the face mask right there with that. We had the late hit, and then we got out there and we had the delay a game on the field goal, which that's inexcusable with that. But, compared to last year, we took steps. We're still not there, but we took steps in the right direction.
How do you evaluate blocking and tackling in this game?
I thought we were swarming the ball, and that's really a big part. We focused more on tackling this fall camp, probably than combined the previous years here. I mean, not just defensive guys, but offensive guys for special teams with tackling circuits and everything. And I thought for the most part we tackled well. The physicality, we got to keep building upon that offensively at every position. So we'll keep working on that.
Coach, what would you say impressed you the most about last week's win, and what do you want to see improve the most going into this game? Yeah,
just our players, their overall attitude, their overall approach. Being a team. This day in college football, the more team that you can be, you'll have a big advantage as the season goes on. So we got to continue that, but for the first game, I liked our players' approach.
Considering the success you've had running the ball in past years and certainly as of Thursday, does it make it more of a priority to get the passing game in rhythm quickly against Sam Houston?
Well, I mean, it just depends on how each game unfolds. The bottom line is being able to take what a defense gives you. And you're exactly right. We're going to be able to run the football, but defenses know that when they bring extra guys down, you got to be able to throw the football. And so we need to be balanced. There's no doubt. And the more stronger opponents like this week, you're going to have to be more balanced. There's no doubt about that.
Cade Kittler at center, and this is his third year here, but his first year going into a season knowing he's the starter. How would you evaluate his season?
I thought he did a solid job. He doesn't seem like a young guy anymore. He is really taking charge, and he's trying to play more physical, and he knows more what's going on. So been real proud of his progress through fall camp and even through the other night.
Obviously, the Darius Tennyson got the punt block. He also had a really big block on the opening kickoff. What does it say where a veteran has that kind of work ethic on special teams?
Well, last year he was one of the better special teams guys in the country, and that just carried over. I mean, he's a heat-seeking missile, on defense and special teams. He's played a lot of, when I had him as a true freshman, he was one of our better special teams players as a true freshman. So he's got the it factor as far as that goes.
Gus, you said you had a chance to watch Sam Houston this weekend. Did you watch a lot of football, and what kind of stood out to you about this new year, new age of college football?
Yeah, I think a lot of the head coaches are kind of communicating. Hey, what was it like from your standpoint? Was there anything you did different than what we did, and all that? And just trying to find the best ways, all right, to eliminate the growing pains and be more efficient. Having the tablets, I mean, the quality of football should be higher across college football because you're actually putting eyes on it and what's there, what's not there, what adjustments. Now, the defense the same way. And I think sometimes it's going to be maybe a more advantage for the defense than it will be the offense in being able to predict what they're about to do. Somebody's coming open, the quarterback doesn't throw it to them. Well, guess what's going to happen the next series? They're going to throw it to that guy. So you just have to have that ability. It's a different deal coaching right now. And then the communication with your quarterback or your linebacker, what is the right amount of information, according to how your quarterback is, comfortable with the offense, a veteran guy, all that. Then the defense, same way. And so, we actually play fast, so you can talk to the quarterback just about every play. Very rarely was it under 15, and so it's just finding that balance. And then I know for the guys in my tree, we try to communicate, and I've asked them, hey, what they went through. I think the biggest deal is halftime. Halftime is like, you got to really have it together because the old days in halftime, you had your routine, and it was set 15 years ago. Now everything's a little bit different. How much time are you going to evaluate through flipping through? How much evaluate you can do for third downs, base downs? And so each week, we just got to get cleaner in that area, and so that's a new deal for the coaches.
How many guys are in the tree that you talked
about? Oh, I don't know. There's a few. I'm getting old.
Obviously, you're focused on the game this week, but it's the last non-conference game before you start diving into Big 12 play. Is there an urgency to clean up a lot of these mistakes and to look?
Yeah, honestly, it all we're focused in is us getting better this week, whether it's a conference. Now, we're playing a quality opponent. I think everybody knows that. This isn't your normal non-conference team. This team looks to me like they could be in the mix of winning their conference after one game. At least that's what it looks like on film. So we're worried about getting better. And we're not looking ahead to conference game. I mean, we're going to have our hands full. And really, I'm excited that we're playing a quality opponent. And let's see if we can improve from week 1 to week 2.
Colton Boomer ended the year last season, what you may call the yips. He came out against New Hampshire and executed. What do you say about his performance and how it worked?
Yeah, I mean, he's back to being him. That's what he is. And you could see that, just a different approach. And his defense last year, you got to understand, like, he was a freshman. He had great success. Well, we asked him to kick off last year, okay, and field goals. And that may not seem like a lot. That's a whole lot. And so just everything that goes with that. And then if you've ever played golf and you have one bad swing, and the same way with a kicker. So it was a lot of all the above. Well, we tried to be wiser with him this year. I know I'm starting to, be more of a sports psychologist for him like I was a freshman year. And so he's back to being himself. I thought it was really good that he actually made a field goal, and the clock ran out. We had to move it back 5, and he made it again. I mean, I think that's really big. And, you know, he'll win games for us this year. There's no doubt. And so I was really excited to see him. And he kicked off a few times too, and we'll try to – we'll see where that goes, and we'll see if we can take a little more off of him as the season goes on.
Gus, you mentioned getting the twos out there. Ja'Cory Brown got a chance to play at quarterback. What did you see from him in his limited experience there, and what is encouraging for you, I guess, as you guys move forward?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like playing, going out there and playing, and, you know, he had a couple things he had liked back and all that, but he was out there playing and getting quality experience. You got to keep in mind, he's not played a lot of football, okay, even though he's third year and all that. So just getting out there and seeing what it feels like, the communication, a new offense too, which, I mean, you know, in college football, you see all these quarterbacks that are new. I mean, like, that's hard. When you put a new offense in and you got new teammates and you actually go out and play another opponent, you got to adjust, and everybody's got to be clean around you. So, you know, those new quarterbacks, not just our quarterback, but, you know, I really believe that each week those guys will be more and more comfortable, especially the veterans that have played really, really good in the past.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, guys.